July 15th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Barack Obama's Twitter account posts a Bitcoin address. So does Elon Musk's. So does Bill Gates. Apple, Uber, Kanye West, Joe Biden, all within minutes of each other, all pushing the same message. Send Bitcoin and we'll double it. Thousands of people send money. Twitter's security team kills verified accounts platform-wide, something the company has never done in its history. The FBI, the Secret Service, and the IRS are all activated simultaneously. And every major intelligence agency assumes this is the work of a foreign government, a sophisticated nation-state attack on American infrastructure. The answer, when it came, was none of that. It was a teenager in Tampa, Florida, sitting at a computer in his bedroom, who did it with a phone call. His name is Graham Ivan Clark. He is 17 years old, and what he found inside Twitter will tell you everything about why the most powerful social media platform on Earth was never as secure as anyone believed. Graham Ivan Clark is not a trained hacker. He has no computer science degree, no government connections, no sophisticated equipment. What he has is years of experience inside a very specific online underworld. The trading of rare social media usernames, OG handles, short, clean Twitter usernames like @6 or @B, registered in the platform's earliest days, now selling for thousands of dollars in underground markets. Clark has been trading them since he was a teenager, building a reputation inside communities where digital status is measured in characters and access is everything. He is not operating alone. He works with two others, Mason Shepard, 19, from the UK, and Nima Fazeli, 22, from Florida. Each brings something different. Clark brings the method. The others bring the network. What Clark understands, that almost nobody outside these communities does, is that Twitter's most valuable asset is not its algorithm or its data. It is its internal tools. And those tools are only as secure as the humans who operate them. Remember that. It pays off at the end. July 15th, 2020. Inside Twitter, there exists an internal admin tool that employees use to manage accounts, reset passwords, update contact information, and override security settings. People inside the company have a nickname for it: God Mode. God Mode gives complete visibility over any account on the platform, location data, login history, private messages, shadow ban status, everything. And it gives the ability to change any of it on any account without the account holder knowing. Clark does not hack God Mode. He does not write a single line of malicious code. He does not exploit a software vulnerability. He picks up a phone and calls a Twitter employee, pretending to be a colleague from the internal IT department. The technique is called social engineering, manipulating people rather than systems. Clark tells the employee there is a problem with their VPN access and walks them through a process that ends with the employee handing over credentials to Twitter's internal systems. One phone call, one employee. Complete access to every account on the platform. Clark and his associates take over accounts one by one. They are not interested in reading private messages or stealing data. They want one thing: credibility. The most followed, most trusted accounts on the platform turned into billboards for a Bitcoin scam. By 4 p.m., $120,000 in Bitcoin has been sent to the scam wallets by thousands of people who see Obama and Gates and Musk posting the same message and assume it must be real. Twitter kills verified accounts across the entire platform. For several hours, every blue tick on Twitter goes silent. The U.S. Senate Commerce Committee opens an investigation. The stock drops 7% in after-hours trading. And Clark, watching the chaos unfold, makes the first of 3 mistakes that will end everything. Mistake 1. The technical trail. Clark moves the $120,000 through a mixing service, a tool designed to anonymize cryptocurrency by blending it with other transactions. it should be untraceable. Investigators at blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis trace it anyway, because cryptocurrency mixing obscures the path but does not erase it. With enough computational analysis, the transactions can be followed hop by hop until they resolve into identifiable wallets. And within days, investigators have a financial trail. Mistake 2. The bragging. Clark cannot stay quiet. Inside Discord servers used by the OG username trading community, he discusses the hack, not in detail, not openly, but enough. Screenshots circulate, usernames get connected to real identities, and investigators already monitoring these communities for separate fraud investigations find the conversations waiting for them. Mistake 3. The username. This is the one that closes the trap. Clark uses his God mode access, not just for the Bitcoin scam, but to steal OG Twitter handles, short, valuable usernames he can sell in the underground markets he has operated in for years. He steals at 6 and several others, then tries to sell them. The FBI has been running surveillance on those exact markets for months. Completely unrelated to the Twitter hack, targeting username fraud and account theft. Clark walks directly into an investigation that was already running before he ever picked up the phone. Fazeli makes it worse. He advertises stolen usernames on a hacking forum using his real name. The digital trail and the real name connect within 72 hours. If this story is making you realize how thin the line is between a sophisticated attack and a basic mistake, subscribe. Because what comes next, the arrest, the sentence, and what Twitter admitted afterward, is the part that should concern every person who uses the internet. July 31st, 2020, Tampa, Florida, 16 days after the hack. FBI agents, IRS investigators, and Secret Service officers arrive at Clark's home simultaneously. He is 17 years old. He does not resist because there is nothing to resist with. The Bitcoin trail, the Discord logs, the username sales, and the phone records connecting him to the Twitter employee all exist, and all point to the same address. Shepard is arrested in the UK the same morning. Fazeli is picked up in Florida hours later. Clark is charged with 30 felony counts under Florida law, including organized fraud, communications fraud, and fraudulent use of personal information. Because he is a minor, Florida prosecutors choose to try him as an adult. The FBI director calls it one of the most complex cybercrime investigations the Bureau has ever conducted. It took 16 days. (2021) Hillsborough County, Florida. The sentence is 3 years in a juvenile detention facility, the longest sentence ever handed to a juvenile hacker in United States history. He is also banned from using computers for profit and required to pay back the $120,000 in stolen Bitcoin. Shepard receives 3 years probation in the UK. Fazeli receives 3 years probation in the US. Both walk free with time served. Clark, the architect, serves the sentence alone, while his co-conspirators return to their lives. What cannot be argued is what the investigation forced Twitter to admit. In the weeks following the arrest, Twitter faces a congressional investigation and a security audit. What the audit reveals is quietly devastating. At the time of the hack, hundreds of Twitter employees had access to God mode. Not dozens, hundreds. The platform had no reliable system for tracking which employees accessed which accounts, when, or why. Internal tools that could override the security of every world leader, every celebrity, and every ordinary user on the platform were accessible to a workforce with no centralized monitoring. One phone call to one employee out of hundreds was all it took. The Senate Commerce Committee sends Twitter a letter demanding answers. Twitter's response acknowledges the breach, but provides few specifics about how many employees had access or what changes were being made. The company implements additional verification requirements for internal tool access, multi-factor authentication for God mode, new monitoring systems, all of it introduced after a teenager with a phone exposed that none of it existed. And the $120,000 stolen from thousands of people who trusted the accounts of a president and a billionaire is never fully recovered. Graham Ivan Clark did not break Twitter's encryption. He did not exploit a software vulnerability or deploy sophisticated malware. He called an employee, said the right words, and was handed the keys to the most powerful social media platform on Earth. The most important security system at Twitter was not a firewall or an algorithm. It was a person answering a phone, and that person did exactly what most people would do when a convincing colleague calls with an urgent problem. They helped. Clark is the youngest person in U.S. history to receive a major cybercrime sentence. He served his time and was released. The blockchain analysis techniques built to catch him are now standard tools used in financial crime investigations globally. And God mode, or whatever Twitter calls its internal admin tool today, still exists. Because it has to. Every platform needs one. The question was never whether the tool was dangerous. The question was always who was answering the phone. Somewhere right now, an elderly person is staring at a frozen screen. A loud alarm is playing. A phone number is flashing in red. It says Microsoft. It says urgent. It says call immediately. They call. What answers is not Microsoft. It is one of the most sophisticated fraud operations ever built, running from the other side of the world, staffed like a corporation, scripted like a call center, and designed to do one thing: empty the bank account of whoever picks up the phone. Billions stolen, thousands of victims, and the man who brought it down did it the same way it started, with a phone call. That story is next.